WWE making another Bloodline change? We've got a Clash at the Castle rumor killer, and an ECW legend is planning their final match. Stay tuned for all the details. So obviously, front and center in WWE for the last few years now has been the Bloodline, but it seems to just be building up and building up and building up, and now Roman Reigns has gone away, and we've got Solo Sikoa in charge, and then Tama Tonga turns up, and then Tangaloa, and now he's Tongaloa, and now there's more Bloodline stuff going on.
There's more Bloodline stuff.
We know that there's more people in and around the wings waiting to come into the company, but WWE have filed a trademark for Tala Tonga, or Tola Tonga, for entertainment services. WWE recently changed Tangaloa to Tongaloa, and they may be considering a similar tweak here with potentially Hikuleo by the sounds of it, whose real name is Taula.
Yeah, I believe that's like maybe his middle name.
Yeah.
However, that's what I would sort of go towards rather than perhaps a name change for Tama Tonga.
Yeah.
Sorry, I would think it could perhaps be something for Hikuleo. Obviously, we've heard that he's finished up his New Japan dates recently, and WWE have been interested.
He's very tall.
He could be the taller Tonga.
The name fits.
It does.
Obviously, it comes as we're getting all of this revamp from the Bloodlines. We're saying we've now got Solo Sikoa in the middle. There's apparently Jacob Fatu on the wings still. There's still a lot of members of the family that are rumored, to be potentially in talks to be coming into the company. But yeah, it's exciting. The prospect of Hikuleo generally. In WWE, I'm quite excited to see. He's going to make a hell of an enforcer, I think, initially, and then he's going to just grow into something else entirely.
Yeah, I can't wait to see where it goes because it's felt quite middling, at least for me at the moment. Obviously, it's big shoes to fill.
We're on a plateau right now, right? And we're just sort of waiting for the next set of steps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like the calm before, hopefully, what is to be the storm, I guess, going forward. But I'm very excited. What do you think to the sort of the Tongaloa thing, the change? It's not really as egregious as name changes we've seen in the past for WWE.
That's it. I think I think, given that it was such a minor change, I'm fine. Like, to be honest, right now, like I think Gunter was like the last big name change where everybody went, what? And ultimately, as long as it's not like an egregiously ridiculous name change, like to, an old name, like from like the early 2000s, Pete Dunne to a Butch. But like I think it's fine now. Largely I get it, right? The company wants to control copyright. We've got some news coming out of NXT though, don't we?
Yeah, we sure do. So on NXT, Cody Rhodes informed Trick Willie that his next NXT title opponent will be big old Trick Willie. That's his name. He's Big Trick Willie. Whoop that trick, everybody. His next NXT title opponent will be decided in a battle royale next week. Warning that some people in the match will, they might be from different locker rooms. Ooh. What could that possibly mean? Matt Hardy, right, who faces Moose at TNA against All Odds on Friday, shared the announcement tweeting, after I procure the TNA title of the world on Friday, I might just delete 24 obnoxious ants and also become the NXT champion, sort of signifying that perhaps he could turn up in that battle royal.
He could. It's going to be really interesting if he does.
Yes.
Because that's sort of, I don't know, like the prospect of a completely unhinged, broken Matt Hardy working with NXT, with Shawn Michaels just letting him go mental. Yeah.
I would love to see that.
But I'd also similarly like to see Joe Hendry in there.
Oh my, I think a lot of people would as well.
Come on. Just get Joe Hendry out there.
Just pull the trigger on it. I'd love to see that. If Matt Hardy wants to turn up and if NXT wants him, then why the heck not?
Open the doors, right? Open the doors to everybody but that one company from Jacksonville. No, they're not allowed. They're not allowed.
Who could they be?
No.
Possibly.
Or any of their friends. And then WWE puts their arm around TNA and pro wrestler Noah and Marigold, and they're like, you don't allowed to talk to us anymore. You're not cool.
Oh. Tremendous.
Moving over toward this weekend, obviously we've got Clash at the Castle coming up. Now there was a bit of speculation yesterday that WWE may be making changes to how these shows go after they sort of go off air. So obviously right now we've been used to this UFC style press conference thing for a little while now, but it was reported yesterday by WrestleVotes when they're tweeting out. Sources state WWE is altering its plans for a press conference after this Saturday's Clash at the Castle PLE. It'll now just be a post show with the possibility of media questions still undetermined. Now, John Pollock of Post Wrestling provided an update on this, saying that they inquired about the status of a post-show press conference at Clash, and a WWE spokesperson told them that the press conference is happening, and there's also going to be a post-show as well. So it seems like there's going to be both. Now, there's going to be a bit of a decompression post-show, I guess sort of similar to a Talking Smack style, a post-analysis, which isn't entirely unexpected. It's the sort of thing that I thought they should be doing anyway, really. But with that press conference in there, however, there's been a lot of back and forth about WWE press conferences, especially after Paul Levesque's response to some tougher questions from the press. Last month, former WWE presenter Matt Camp detailed on his YouTube channel that WWE don't want tough questions. He said they want fans in there. They want people that want to be part of the show, that don't want to mess with their part of the show. The press conference is just part of the show. They want this just to be an addendum to the end of the show, and for the most part, they want softballs. So I think that was why a lot of people were leaning into this thought that, hey, maybe WWE is just going to get rid of press conferences altogether, because after that, a press conference is the type of place where in traditional sports, any sort of question can be asked in that manner. And I think when it was too serious and it got a bit sort of whoa, it did expose them for being a little bit just soft, right? Just sort of like along the middle. But it's one of those where it's not surprising. I think that we're going to have a press conference and a post show, but I'm quite keen to see how the post show is going to go down. But just so you know, Jack and Fraser are going to be in Glasgow this weekend for Clash at the Castle. So if you do see them, run up, say hello, or Scottish for hello. Or just grab them, and give them a nuggie.
Did it all for the nuggie. So
we're going to have nine pitches predictions. There'll be live reactions, what happened at, and WTF moments over the next few days. All the standard coverage, but we're also going to be in Glasgow shooting some stuff there as well. So if you do see them, do say hello, do pop up. We'll be filming quite a lot. But we've got an officially written off star now, don't we, Andrew?
We sure do. WWE, right, have officially written off Ricochet. They shared a storyline update on Ricochet on Twitter saying, after suffering a brutal attack at the hands of Bron Breakker, Ricochet will be out of action for an undisclosed amount of time with upper body injuries. So obviously Ricochet looks set to depart WWE when his contract expires next month. There's been some talk, however, according to PW Insider, that Ricochet may make one final appearance due to the amount of attention his decision to leave has caused, which I'm happy with, because I would absolutely 100% love to see Ricochet, Ilya Dragunov, and Bron Breakker in a triple threat match that's just an absolute banger, to be a nice swan song for Ricochet's time within WWE at the moment.
Yeah, I think Ricochet is... It's going to be one of those decisions I think that WWE comes to regret.
Yes.
I think like Ricochet is capable of so much. People just see him as a flippy guy, but he's capable of so much, and it felt like the Vince regime didn't really know what to do with him. It's felt like since NXT, things have gone just a bit sideways on the main roster, but he's still very popular. Yeah. He's still got a massive fan following. People care about Ricochet, and I think that this immediate sort of response to like, oh God, like Ricochet could be going. People are obviously excited about where he could be going too. Yeah. But it's kind of like, oh, you've let Ricochet slip through your fingers. It's a bit like, oof. And when he was, the speed champion and Ospreay's comments, I think I just drew attention even more to it. So it's quite like, it's just sad, I think. But at the same time, if Ricochet gets to go work elsewhere and keep putting on bangers, then hell yeah.
That's the thing as well, isn't it? Is that what do you see when someone leaves WWE? Is that they just go out there and prove why you've let me go, why you've done this and whatnot. So I'm excited to see what he does. I do think his promos were getting better. I think there was still a little bit there perhaps to work on, to just push them to that next level. But I think once he gets that down, he's already got the in-ring acumen. Once he has the other stuff, then he's going to be, oh man, it's going to be incredible to see what I'm excited to see it. I really do hope we get that Ricochet and Will Ospreay for the international championship.
His Cody Rhodes phase is going to be amazing.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Just going away going like, here is how much I'm worth.
Yes.
Here you go. But wrapping things up with some rather final news now, with an ECW legend apparently planning their final match. So Sabu was a guest on Casual Conversations with the Classic and talked about how GCW have approached him to have his final match. He said, GCW wants me to do my last match for them in January. I said, I don't know if I'll be ready. I don't want my last match in January. I want it in July and I want it in Las Vegas. I'm not in shape for it yet. I'm hurting too much, but I'm hoping my pain eases up. I'm sure it will. He then cited Rob Van Dam and Matt Cardona as potential final opponents. And with the latter, he said he feels he could have an explosion match. But he also has another idea for his final match location, though, saying, I'd like to maybe do my final match with AEW because they have a big platform and a big paycheck.
Man knows what he wants.
He knows what he wants.
He knows
it was Sabu, right? Sabu's final match is I'm going to be tuned into that.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of people
if it's crazy exploding mentalness with Cardona, even more so. But it's huge, and I think that if he is able to get a payday out of AEW, then hell yeah, go for it.
Oh, absolutely. I think the two people he's chosen there as well.
Right the wrong of that first exploding match. Make it actually go.
I was looking like, what kind of exploding match, like exploding barbed wire death match? And then I looked on Wikipedia, and apparently there's an exploding anus match in wrestling, where you put a firecracker in there. Maybe he wants one of them. Who knows? But I think either Rob Van Dam or Matt Cardona is a wonderful shout for either of his like final opponents,
or just both. You've got this like modern face of the indies, and then the old face of the indies, and the another old face of the indies.
And I feel like AEW would give him that platform as well, given that he was also in that. I believe it was an unsanctioned match in Las Vegas, wasn't it, between Adam Cole and Chris Jericho? So I mean,
he has popped up in that universe before, so
why not?
I think it makes sense. But yeah, Sabu. I also like it's like I don't want to do January. I want to do Vegas. I don't want to do July. Love it. But anyway, we might be back later on if any more news breaks throughout the day. Keep it here with us on Cultaholic. Check out our website, cultaholic.com as well, for more breaking news updates, faster information coming out via the web. So yes, we will catch you later on.